Good afternoon, welcome to Tuesday, welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Melanie and I am self-employed whirlwind. So if you don't know, I own a skincare company called Whiterabbitskincareuk, and I am also a personal trainer and health coach, nutritional therapist, health side of stuff. And today I am working mainly on my skincare products, or business rather. So this morning I went and met mum for breakfast, as we do on a Tuesday typically, and then I've just been doing some kind of like admin bits and bobs, updating the website inventory, and I've been making products, hence the fetching apron. I have had a delivery of stuff. I can't actually remember what I ordered, so I'll show you that later. And I've also been organising and lining up all the products. I like it when, that's not very neat. I like it when they're neat and lined up. It doesn't seem to bother mum as much. She just takes things off the shelves, and then whereas I quite like it when they're all like, what's it you call it, fronted, brought to the front.
We'll make sure we keep the content coming.
Oh God, I'm crying again. Over random stuff. I follow this account called Jess and Norma.
We're home and we're comfortable.
And
yes, absolutely.
I'm so proud of how
Norma, the little lady.
I thought I was never going to come home. Still at home as grateful as I was.
She reminds me so much of my nana. It makes me so sad that I don't have any grandparents left anymore. And I know this happens to everyone, and I know I'm just like this because I'm hormonal and emotional. I don't have many regrets, thankfully, but one of my biggest regrets is not spending more time with my grandparents, and also not telling them how much I appreciate them. And I remember silly things like, so my grandpa, like my dad's dad, I miss the most out of, I know I shouldn't say I miss the most out of everyone, but I really do. I don't know if it's because he was the first one to go, but like everyone used to like, he loved to take a photo. He couldn't just like point and click. He would always like, he had one of these like old, it was a film camera, but it was like a, kind of like the DSLRs you get nowadays, like you had to adjust the focus and stuff. And then anytime he brought his camera out, everyone like scattered off. Or he would do things like, whenever you were sitting on the sofa, we'd always pull out like a photo album, and he would always want to go through the photos with you. And like I was just young, like I was 13 when he died, and you know what you're like when you're that age, like it wasn't just me either, like, everyone would be like, oh. And sometimes you'd be going through the photo album, and he wouldn't let you, if you touched the photos, you had to hold by the edges. But he used to like be the one to turn the pages in the album and stuff, and sometimes you'd be sitting there and you'd be like, we've been on this same page for ages, and you would look over and you'd have fallen asleep. And I regret all the times that I would get frustrated with him or angry. It's true what they say about like, you shouldn't wait till someone's gone to appreciate them. So, and never presume that they know how you feel. It's my papa. Nicola. That's my grandpa there. And that's what I call my Aunt Elaine. It's my mum's best friend. And I think that's my mum's cousin Stephen and Fiona. And that's my mum's other cousin. I'm not sure who that is. And that is my Uncle George. And my Aunt Maggie and her husband Alan. Oh, is that mum at the back? That's mum. Aunt Alison. Get Jamie. My gran. God, doesn't she look so much like my dad? My dad looks so much her. My Aunt Moira. Me and Heidi. I love photo albums. My Nana. There's Joe. Blane. Look at my face. This is one of my most favourite photos ever. I'm gonna go on, I don't know if anyone's heard of this app, but we'll need to re-download it. It's called Free Prints, and you get, I think it's about 40 prints maybe? I can't remember, a month. Free, and all you need to do is pay for postage. It's about £3 or something. What's wrong? Why are you so dramatic? Oh my goodness. If you have watched previous videos, you might remember one from a while back. I talked about having a jar, and this is my money jar that I keep my money gifts from the universe in. It was an idea that Wayne Dyer mentioned in one of his videos that I was watching, and on the way home I found this little 5p, and apparently if you find it with the head up, that's even better. I don't know why, but in it goes. Anyway, I took a, hold on, turn me around. I took a little walk because I had my steps to finish off, and I went to TK Maxx, of course. Sorry, I'm just taking my trousers off now that I'm all walked out and I need to go for a shower. What was I saying now? Took a walk to TK Maxx. Let's go to the kitchen and I will show you. Where are my slippers? Hello? See? Hello?
So I got this cushion which I want to use for my meditation in the morning, and I had been looking at some on Amazon, and for like a meditation cushion they were like upwards of 50 quid, and currently I've been just sitting on like 2 cushions stacked up to try and keep my hips higher than my knees basically. Hold on, my watch is shouting at me. Harry thinks it says. But this was meant to be £20, which I was really happy with. And then I got to check out and the girl was like, yeah, that's £22, something, something. And I was like, I've got like cans of energy drink and about 10 packs of cat treats, how can that be right? But it turned out it was reduced to 12. So I was very happy with that. And then, where's my other stuff? Oh, hold on. Wait, and I will give this menace some treats, otherwise we'll never get any peace. Cat treats. More cat treats. More cat treats. Even more cat treats. Some Licky Licks, which they love. And then I got energy drinks. Oh, and I meant to show you Amazon earlier on. I got some creatine, a big 500 gram tub. Some L-glutamine, which is good for like your digestive system. Then some custard cream of rice. So I'm intrigued to see what this tastes like. And I don't know if you remember from my previous prep videos, but I always used to use this as well. Just in case this isn't very nice. And then from TK Maxx I got a little book on cats for Lee's little girl, because she loves reading. And I thought this kind of looked like Jack, not so much like Harry. I got excuse me. Now I have been umming and ahhing about this tomorrow for the longest time. And then I saw it in TK Maxx and I didn't know that this one came with sprayed edges, but this one says Sadie and Sam on it, and I just thought it looked really nice, and I took it as a sign that I was to get it, so I got it. And now I'm panicking that I have it, but I don't think I've got tomorrow. I distinctly remember buying another one by this author. Even if I do have it, I like this edition. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Then I got yet another notepad, but this is the Pucker planner pad, and I like the idea that it's got, because at the moment I'm feeling a bit disjointed, so what I tend to do is I do like a sort of brain dump to-do list on a big pad, and then I put everything in this, but I just want everything together. So this has got like things to do today on one side, and then it's got all your appointments on the other. So we'll see how I get on with that. It might be another one that just ends up in my pile of notepads, but we shall see. And then I got yet another self-development thing. It's called 5 Minutes in the Morning, a focus journal. And it says the theme of this journal is focus. Focus on you, focus on your life, and focus on achieving your dreams and desires. I thought that was cute. And then basically daily prompts, and the good thing is like it's quite a small space. I think sometimes when you're asked a question or you're asked to think about things, it can become quite overwhelming if you don't have it within set boundaries, if you get what I mean. So there we are. My goodness, have I had a traumatic day. It's now 6 o'clock. I showed you Jack there because this morning when I got up I'd realised that he hadn't moved from the living room sofa like since yesterday, and normally I wouldn't really think anything of it because they tend to sleep through the day. Like Harry's only just emerged from my cupboard. He usually goes in there during the day to sleep, and because it's been really warm I didn't really think anything of it yesterday. And then I realised like whenever I went up to Jack like and I petted him, like he didn't usually makes me noises or he usually automatically starts purring. There was absolutely nothing. And he was very like lethargic and just definitely not himself. Even like when I was he's always very, very food focused. And generally speaking, if you go anywhere near the kitchen, he's in there. But absolutely no interest whatsoever. Even when I got out one of the Licky Licks, like the yogurt things, nothing. So I phoned the vet and they said, can you bring him in? I took him in. And even when I put him in his wee box, like he just went in and he just sat there. He didn't like turn round or anything. He started meowing a wee bit like when I got him in the car and then when we were in waiting. But usually he's so like chatty and whatever. And he just, even when like he was on the vet table, like he was just kind of letting the vet do whatever. So basically I had to leave him in there all day and they did blood tests so he's got wee shaved bits in his wee arms. And he had to go on fluids. And then luckily, apparently his blood test came back, there was some marker, I can't remember what she said, it went over my head, to do with his liver, which was slightly higher. But all the other ones were fine, and she thinks it could either be inflammation potentially caused by like a infection or something he'd eaten, because he was like sick this morning, but it was like bile, probably because he hadn't eaten anything for a while. But she said that he was a lot more, like he was the only one that was in, so he was getting lots of attention, and he was, anytime anyone come in he was dead, like he was more alert and whatever, so that's good. So I've just to keep an eye on him overnight, but I just feel absolutely drained. Like I just feel, this is why I hate having pets, because I know they're not going to be here forever, and it just gave me a fright. And I just hope he's okay, like, I mean he's sitting there, I must be annoying him because he's sitting there flicking his tail. And this is where I'm so grateful that I'm my own boss, because I was meant to have a sports massage, but it's been moved till Sunday, and I was meant to have one PT client, Laura, and I was going to train, but I just messaged her and said, because I didn't hear back at that point and I didn't know what was happening, so I've moved her PT and then I'll train at another time. That was my drama for today. But wee Harry's like sitting with him. I've just made a coffee. I've got lots of work to get on with now, so I'm going to go and do that. Hello, it's Thursday. It's been another emotional one. I will try my best not to cry on here, but not making any promises. I had to take Jack back to the vet this morning. I'd been awake since about 5 o'clock, and you know, you just know. And when he got, oh Harry, he knows something's not right. When I'd got home with him last night, when I'd let him out the cat box, he just went straight into the office and under the desk. And when I woke up this morning, I thought he's still going to be in there, and right enough he was, and he was basically back to how he was yesterday. So I phoned and I took him in, and in the space of yesterday and today, he'd lost about 0.2 of a kilo. The vet reckoned it's just because where he's so dehydrated and he's not been eating and he looks so skinny. It was really horrible. So they decided that they will need to go ahead with a scan. Or they did go ahead with a scan and they would need to shave his wee belly to do it. And then she phoned me about lunchtime. She being the vet. Phoned me about lunchtime to say that basically it's something about the scan had come back. On the way she worded it, I panicked because she said abnormalities had shown up. But I think his liver and his gallbladder were kind of inflamed, which I think they presume is because of like infection. So she'd given him a painkiller and she'd decided to put him on antibiotics even though she wasn't sure exactly what it was, because he's just to get his temperature down, because his temperature was like 2 degrees above like normal, and obviously that's not good. So when she phoned, his temperature had come down a wee bit. He still hadn't eaten, so she was going to give him an appetite stimulant to see that was going to make him eat, because she thought that he would feel better if he'd eaten something. And then going to be sending his scans and his blood tests away to some, I can't remember what she called it, like I want to say some sort of specialist. And then she said, don't worry, it won't cost anything extra. So I was like, well, why are you asking me that? Like, why don't you just send it anyway? And then she phoned me about half an hour ago and said that these specialists or whatever they were wouldn't, she either said wouldn't or couldn't look properly into the images. Well, it must have been wouldn't, because long story short, she's sending off the images to them today. Which will be another £80. And if I want the results back either today or first thing tomorrow, it's another £35. Otherwise I need to wait 5 days. So I've just paid for that. Well, I haven't paid for it yet, but I've just said I want to do that. And I have to go and pick him up at 6:15. But what worried me is she was like, and then we can discuss the best course of action. Which, until I say it like that, like, I didn't really think anything of it, but I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know, just, it's at times like this, like, I'm so glad and I'm so lucky that I'm, like, self-employed and I work from home and I can, you know, accommodate this kind of thing. I just want him home and I just want him to be alright. It's just, like, literally, like, a day ago, it was normal, and today's not. And I'm frightened. And now I need to phone bloody HMRC. I hate them. They're so horrible and they're so patronising. And all for some sort of payroll ID, which my stupid last accountants, who were about as much use as a chocolate teapot, apparently don't have, even though they've been doing my payroll for God knows how long. How can you not have that? So I'm having to take time out of my day to phone HMRC. I love that for me, because they won't speak to Kyle, my new accountant. I'm also, like, I wanted to talk to you about, like, a new thing that I've started, but I'll maybe talk to you about it later when I've calmed down.
Thank you for continuing to hold. An advisor will answer your call as soon as possible.
Good morning. It's Friday. I'm thankfully feeling a bit better today. Wee Jack is back in the vet again, but it was actually my choice to leave him there today. Well, not leave him, that sounds awful, but I can't remember if I'd said last night, but he had his look at his little leg. So he had a wee, like, stookie on his arm, because he had his IV drip still in, from when I brought him home, and they had booked me back in this morning for, like, a kind of, like, check-up, and they took his temperature, and thankfully his temperature's down by 2 degrees. It was the normal range, I think it was about 38 something, and he was there now, whereas No, it must have been down more than 2 degrees, because yesterday it was like 41. So his temperature's down. She says his heart rate's high but normal. And she was essentially saying it was up to me, like, whether I wanted to, like, basically just like take him back home and see how he got on and whatever. But I said to her I would rather, because they still had the remainder of the IV drip left, and I said, could he just stay in again today just to make sure that he's getting the fluids in, and hopefully give the antibiotics more time to kick in, because he wasn't, as far as I know, he hasn't had a drink at home or eaten anything, and then it means that they can give him his second dose of antibiotics. I'm dreading doing it because it's like tablets. Normally I would just like crush them up and put them in the Licky Licks yogurt, but he's not even eating them. So if he doesn't start eating soon, I'm going to have to do what they do, which is like open their mouth and put it down their throat, and I'm not looking forward to that idea. So I'm hoping today he kind of perks up a wee bit and is a bit more interested in eating. So yeah, it's going to be quite a full-on day. It's now 10 to 10. I have got a PT client at 11:30. Then I was going to train with Jen, but she's doing something now, so I'm training legs myself. Then I'm doing my 30 minutes of cardio. Sorry, I'm just going off a tangent. Anyway, I'm training of some sort. I was going to be doing legs because Jen had already recently done pool, but I haven't done pool yet just because of everything that's been going on. Right, I think I'll do that. I'll do pool and then my 30 minutes of cardio. 20 minutes of cardio on a pool day, sorry. And then I'll need to pick up Jack at some point. And then I need to rush home, get ready, sort out this hair because I'm going to an ABBA tribute night to the Park Hotel. And then tomorrow I've got a PT client at 10:30, and then again I'll need to train. Right, I need to get on and do some like check-in stuff. Over and out. I've just got you leaning against the thing, so there's a strong possibility you might slide off. So today has been another turn up for the books. I took Jack back into the vet this morning, and she took his temperature when I was there. She was pleased because his temperature came down and his heart rate was high but normal, in her words. And then she said that I had this decision if I wanted to take him home or if I wanted to keep him in again. And I said, and because he still had some fluids left to get. So I said, because he hadn't drank at home, I would rather that he stayed in for the day, finish off the fluids, blah blah blah. She phoned me about lunchtime, and obviously because it's a Friday, this is not good while I'm driving. She said, so I had 3 options. We could, because apparently he hadn't quite picked up the way she was hoping. So she said that we had 3 options. We could continue the way things were. We could a steroid injection, or again, as I'm saying, because it's the weekend, he would need to, because there was nowhere locally. She advised that he get put into a pet hospital. The only one that's kind of in Kilmarnock's one in Hill Street, if you know Kilmarnock, and like he would only be able to stay there like overnight. He wouldn't be able to stay there for the full weekend, so it would kind of be a bit stressful and traumatic for him having to like go there tonight, come back to Kilmarnock tomorrow, blah blah blah. So I said to her at lunchtime, can you, because then she said it will be about £3,000 to £5,000 for him to go to the specialist school over the weekend, and then for them to do the whatever they were going to do. She mentioned like testing and whatever on Monday. Right, hold on until I do some manoeuvres here. Oh, this isn't working. I'll get a truck, she said. It'll be great. I'll do. Well, we decided at lunchtime to try him on the steroid shot because she said either way it can go two ways. Either way it can go two ways. It could go two ways. It could either, like, because the steroid shots like reduce inflammation, so it could do that, or he'd also had a bit of diarrhea, so she was worried that the steroid shot could like make that worse. And he hadn't had anything to eat at this point, and he hasn't eaten since at least Tuesday, if not before. So she gave him the shot, and then a couple of hours later she phoned me and said that he hadn't quite reacted to it as well as she would have hoped. He hadn't really perked up much. There wasn't much difference in him. So basically, long story short, I am in an incredibly fortunate position that when I told my dad about what was going on, he's offered to pay to have Jack in an emergency vets up in Glasgow over the weekend, and I will forever be literally in his debt, because I literally thought that if Jack didn't get better, the worst would have to happen. And as it turned out, when I got into the vet, when I was picking Jack up to take him up to Glasgow, there was a family in having to get their pet dog put down. So yeah. So Dad and I have just been up at Glasgow, and Jack is now going to be in the this 24-hour vets over the weekend. I'm hoping to get him home on Sunday. The priority to the vet said is to get calories into him, because his liver's currently working overdrive. Like, what might have started out as a fairly simple infection, because he's not eating, his liver is then basically having to break down fat to try and sustain him, and then of course that's putting under more stress. I'm currently at the Park Hotel because we had been booked to go to an ABBA tribute night, and I wasn't going to go, but I promised my dad that I would go because he said that I would feel better, and I do. Well, I don't really. So I'm going to go in. I'm very late. It's like 9:15 or something. But just try and keep my mind off things. I haven't done any makeup. I haven't really made an effort, if I'm honest. But hey ho.
I think you got it. Whether you're sitting or standing, let's go on together now, okay?
Welcome on to just done an hour and a half leg day, and I'm knackered. I thought I would, it's Saturday by the way, I thought I would give you a Jack update, thankfully. It's all very positive so far. The vet phoned me at about 8 o'clock this morning to say that she's really pleased with how he's been getting on and responding, which I'm so happy about. He had been eating by himself, and his temperature came right down. And she did say I could go and pick him up this morning, but I asked them, she was going to give him another. She was going to give him another steroid injection, and I also asked her to. She was going to give him his antibiotics through the IV drip. And I think that'll be best. Like, I know he's eating now, but like going forward, I'd rather make sure that he was completely eating, because when I'm giving him his antibiotics, I'll need to like mush them up and try and hide them in like Licky Licks or something, because I won't be able to do the whole opening their mouth and shoving it down their throat thing. I'm just making up my post-workout, by the way, and I'll need to get some caffeine because that afternoon dip has hit. So they're going to phone me this afternoon to arrange a time for me to go and get him, and I'm so excited and I can't wait, because he's only been away a night, but like I miss him so much. I texted my dad and told him, and he was like, well done, Jack. It's also thankfully going to be considerably less money than if he stayed in the full weekend and had to get the treatment on Monday and whatnot, so extra bonus for that. I'm now debating about what to do. I think I might go and get my food shop so that it's done. Although there's a thing on in the Howard Park, like some festival thing, so I expect the car park will be manic unless there's somehow not like letting. But how will they know like who's going to Tesco and who's going to the thing? But espresso cart are there, and I kind of want to go and get a coffee to take round the shop with me, because we all know how much I love a shop. By the way, did I tell you yesterday that my tooth chipped, or rather, my filling that was in there chipped, or come out, and now I'm left with this like mutant molar. I don't know what it is about leg day, it's very taxing on your nervous system. But I'm just going to eat this before I do anything else, and then I'll maybe talk to you. I'll put you on the proper mount so you're not sliding about everywhere, and I'll maybe talk to you in a wee bit. Apologies if that's just, I don't know how I did this before, but now this will want to fixate on my air freshener thing. Got the best news ever. Jack is ready to come home. He's responded really, really well. They did another scan on his stomach, and the kind of swelling and inflammation round about his gallbladder has went down. And they also said that he's the most affectionate, attention-seeking cat they've ever met. And I was like, of course he is, because he's my cat and he's the best. So I'm just out of Tesco now. It's about 5:10. I'll need to shoot home, unpack, grab something to eat, and then I'm going to go and pick Dad up because he's coming up with me. I don't know what Mum's doing. But yeah, I can't wait to have my baby home. Yay! He's home. And he's already stressed me out by going outside. I don't think he's quite with it. I am just on to apologise for the state of this vlog this week. So today's Sunday. It's now what? Something like 6:30 I want to say. And today has been a wild ride. Woke up and I just felt down. And then it didn't help that trying to get Jack to take his medication is a nightmare, because everyone keeps saying like just mush it up and put it into like licky licks, like the yogurt things and whatever. That would be fine if he would eat them, but he's not even eating them at the moment. So, and then when he was eating food, it was only like little mouthfuls, and I was worried that then Harry would accidentally, if I put it in his food, that Harry would accidentally eat it and whatever. So this morning I wasted 2 painkillers and 2 syringes worth of antibiotics because I tried to put it in his food and then he wouldn't take it, and then I tried to like squirt it into his mouth and he spat it back out. So my dad's not too long away, because I had to ask him to come and help me. Basically when I had to like hold Jack and like force his mouth open, and he just had to like squirt it in. But out with that, like I'm just like, I felt so angry today. And thinking about it, I think this is my like post-menstrual syndrome kicking in, because I've not really had that since my period finished earlier on in the week. But I think I'm angry because I'm frightened. I'll also put it out there, like, so generally when Lee's away, which he is right now, we always FaceTime like every single night. And last night I last heard from him, I want to say maybe about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then I didn't hear anything. And I've constantly got this fear that something's happened to him, like at his work or other things. So when I woke up this morning and like he was fine, he'd just fallen asleep,
but I was in a bad mood with him as well, and I've just felt really negative and really like down today. And again, like the vlog so what will be for you last week's vlog, I still haven't edited it or anything, but I'm gonna I've not really eaten much today, so I'm gonna have some leftovers. I'm just gonna put Big Bang Theory on, just try and chill and get this done, and then go to bed relatively early for me. Because again, my sleep has been shocking this week. I just want next week to be better. I was thinking quite a lot today about, like, I feel like there's a fine line between being real and then being like overly negative, and I feel like I'm straying into the overly negative part quite a lot, but at the same time it's also how I feel, and I don't think it's the point of this, my YouTube channel and these vlogs, as a chance for me to talk to you about different things and to let you know what's actually going on in my life, rather than pretending that everything's like so amazing. This is a hello and goodbye for this vlog, but thank you for watching. Thank you if you've stuck through this vlog up to this point. And onwards and upwards. Hopefully next week's will be a lot more brighter. Thank you. Bye.